What's up, what's up? Welcome to my favorite show, Stone, Sloshed, and Sober, where we go ahead and we take a look at some of the best and worst food in New York City and go ahead and give it a review from our...
I'm high.
The Stone person, your favorite comedian, Pat. Also our head writer, beautiful human being. I love him. Doesn't his hair look great? And then we have another special guest in here. This is Jeremy. He's the drunk one. He's sipping on some beers. He's also the guitarist in my band, The Outros. We just released a song this week, shameless plug, Dead Chords. You guys should definitely go check that out.
Oh, fuck. Don't you tell me what to do.
So I'm really excited about today. We're hitting a New York staple. I don't know for better or for worse. Everybody...
Staples. Office supplies for everyone.
A staple, if anybody has been in New York or been around the hood in New York, you know Crown Fried Chicken. It's your fried chicken joint. The one that's in Marcy's project is so famous. They have a bunch of science stuff from like Jay-Z there. I love fried chicken. I am an equal opportunist. I love fried chicken from all over the place. Today we went ahead and we got from Crown Fried Chicken. We're going to go ahead and ask real quick. I feel like Pat specifically, you know, being new to New York, have you had Crown's Fried Chicken and have you had the pleasure?
I have not. I have a Popeyes by my house, but that's everywhere.
Do you have a favorite fried chicken spot?
I don't want to say Popeyes. It's like being like, oh,
Popeyes is pretty
my
fire.
secret place in New York. No, I don't have a chicken joint because I just got here. Maybe it'll be Crown.
Hey, Crown is about to take the damn crown. Let me ask you, the veteran, Jer Bear, in the house. I know you've been here for a while. Have you had Crown's Fried Chicken, and do you have a favorite fried chicken spot in New York?
I absolutely had Crown's Fried Chicken at like 2 a.m. a lot. They still deliver almost 24/7. So as somebody who drinks a lot, let me tell you, Crown's a pretty good go-to.
So we're going to go ahead real quick. I'm going to dive into personally because you guys weren't part of the process. I feel like a lot of you have probably seen Crown's Fried Chicken. Maybe some of our viewers who aren't from New York don't know. Typical fried chicken spot, they go ahead and they do the boxes of fried chicken. They do wings, they do burgers, they do wraps, they do little weird small leaf containers of mashed potatoes, coleslaw, all of that. The menu is pretty like all American, you know, a bunch of different stuff. They are dope because, like Jer Bear said, they deliver always. It might come for like 2 hours later, but it'll always be there.
The unfortunate thing is, if you do have to wait a while, it will be soggy as well.
It will be soggy. So that's going to be my first thing with this place. I'm going to give them a down rating already because it took them over an hour to get here. We all have been to fried chicken places before. We know that chicken is ready. They didn't freshly fry this shit or this stuff.
No, they had to pluck it.
They had to pluck it. They had to do all of that for it. I know they're losing some points on it. Let's go ahead. I'm going to have everybody dive into what pieces they want first. I went ahead and I did a tender. Ooh. Here's the tenders right here. Hit you with a tender.
Boom.
We went ahead and we did the normal chicken. I'm doing the breast.
I'm gonna do a leg.
Bam.
I'll definitely take a breast. Yeah.
It's looking a little on the soggy side, I'll be honest. And then we did a couple wings. There's no sauce on them because I know you're a little wimp.
Yeah.
That's one thing that they get the downside on, I feel like, with Crowns, is they advertised these as if they were going to have the sauce. Yeah. But what they did is they went ahead and gave me the Chinese sauce on the side, which anybody who's a real hot sauce fanatic or knows anything about hot sauce knows that this is probably one of the worst hot sauces ever. Just straight vinegar. There's barely any spice to it. So you actually might be okay with this sauce right here.
I'll try, but if we get me weeping on camera, it's your fault.
All right, so before we dive in,
Where
guys.
are the French fries?
I know. I promised Pat French fries has been complaining. He's been complaining about them all day.
They're gonna be soggy and bad.
They're gonna be great. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
I'll be honest. One of the things with Crown Fried Chicken is I feel like I've never ordered Crown's Fried Chicken delivery and gotten not soggy fries. This is such a real thing. But it's also that 2 a.m. spot, like Jer Bear said, that you're always ordering when you're kind of drunk or kind of high, which is why I thought it was perfect for this show right here. So before we dive in, everybody, I'm gonna put my fries down. I'll go ahead and I never grabbed a chicken tender though. Oh wow, that one looks really demented. I'm gonna pull a different one. Let's go ahead and talk presentation real quick. I kind of gave my feedback on it. This time I'm gonna go to Jer Bear first. How do you feel about the presentation of it? Is it soggy? Is it greasy? Is it, you know, the containers that came in, all of that?
Well, let me tell you, the box for sure, and this is the problem with all deliveries on these, like, cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
And this is going to happen everywhere, honestly, if you do delivery. the boxes like soak in all of that grease and just goes to the bottom. And so by the time you get it, you're not really. I mean, I like a little grease. I like a little grease, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, it's looking a little dry.
It's looking a little dry?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like touching the, you know, giving it a little.
What is this
squish.
nonsense?
It seems a little like I could bounce it on the floor or something, you know. But you know what you're getting with Crown, and you still eat it when you're drunk. So
it's one of those things. Now we're gonna go over to Pat real quick. Pat, I just handed him the biscuit, and I know as a Popeyes guy, they just give you the straight. They give you the straight potato rolls.
No, this is a dinner roll. This is not a biscuit.
This is what you would put like on like a slider.
Yeah, but like I want like a biscuit with like, you know, it's like fluffy,
flaky,
butter, flaky, you know, a biscuit. Are we eating?
No. What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, the wing looks the best, I think.
Yeah.
It looks crispy. The chicken finger kind of looks like, I don't know, some Burger King would put together. I don't know how I feel about this. I hope it tastes better than it looks. Fries are fine.
All right, let's go ahead. We're going to do first reaction bites. Let's go ahead. I think we should hit Pat first because he seems the most skeptical. I want you to take a bite of that drumstick first.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Reaction, first bite of Crown's Fried Chicken ever.
Well, that was bomb. Well,
It just kind of looks like duck sauce.
Yeah, it does.
I can't find the bone.
On a leg? Well, that's a leg, right?
Yeah, oh, there it is.
There it is.
Maybe it's just bristle. I'm not. Gotta like really thoroughly chew this. I think we're good. I don't know. It's fried chicken. It's not blowing me away. I don't hate it.
It's kind of average.
Like, yeah, I mean, I like Popeyes more.
Popeyes is kind of the shiznit. All right, we're gonna go reaction shot now. Jer Bear is about to dig in. He's the expert. Let's see how this Crown chicken goes ahead and amounts to the other experiences at 2 a.m. drunk.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Actually, I was expecting it to be a lot drier, but it is still pretty dry. I feel like the chicken skin is, I mean, it's definitely not as good as like Popeyes or anything, but again, if you this is definitely a cheap, quick way to get, or not even quick, but definitely a cheap, definitely not quick, a cheap way to get something at all hours of the night.
I feel that.
That's all I can really say, man. It's a completely average chicken bite right there.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and level you guys up real quick before we get the next reaction shots. You guys were wondering about the biscuits right here. I went ahead.
Stop calling them biscuits.
I went ahead and grabbed this dinner roll and put some of the blue cheese on there with some hot sauce. You go and you close it up. Look at that, you got yourself a slider. Now see this first bite right here. I've actually never done this. I acted like I was a professional, totally faked it.
I hope you hate it. I'm disappointed.
I wish it was a Popeyes biscuit. We keep going back to Popeyes. I'll be honest, I feel like Popeyes is probably the most solid fast food, like, you know, fried chicken.
Wing. Let me get the hot
I
sauce.
definitely like when
Do the hot sauce. It's not that bad. And I kind of want to see you cry on camera.
it kind of changes like when you add like the buffalo chicken and stuff like that kind of.
Or just do it mild.
Versus-
I just like it's like crispy, like, and
Yeah.
it gets too crispy.
Well, you want it nice
This
and
is
crispy.
crispy looking. So let's try it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's some like not hot sauce at all.
I know.
And I like hate spice. I'm not doing nothing. Boy, you guys must not even feel that.
It just tastes like vinegar.
I think. Yeah. Yeah, it does. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to hate fried chicken.
Yeah. I feel like it's a true American staple.
I mean, it's just like hard to screw it up. Like, it's chicken and you fry it and it tastes good because it's fried. I mean, this is not the best I've had, but well, it's definitely not the worst.
What's the worst?
Oh, overseas, come on.
I'm surprised they even had fried chicken. I'll be honest.
We had all sorts of stuff that we shouldn't have had, like lobster tails.
What?
Guess what? They don't keep.
I believe it.
Known. every Friday, surf and turf, like a terribly overcooked steak and a lobster tail. And I was just like, I'm gonna pass on the lobster tail.
Man,
Did everyone get sick? Is that when everyone got food poisoning?
Most people passed on the lobster tail.
Well, you said that the platoon got food poisoning once, yeah?
I don't remember. They got sick. I don't remember if it was food poisoning.
All right, Jer Bear, reaction, wing. How do you feel about it?
That is the absolute worst hot sauce I've ever bitten
I
into.
know, it's so bad.
That was atrocious.
It's the most.
I prefer the wing without it. The wing by itself actually is not terrible. Like
Yeah.
it does have a nice crunchiness to it, to the breading and all that jazz. I don't mind the wing by itself. This hot sauce, I don't know.
Let's stop calling it hot sauce.
It says it on it though.
I know, it's lying.
It's lying.
The ingredients are water, salt, modified food starch, pepper,
and
vinegar.
I love how pepper's like the last
Oh
ingredient.
wait, and then I think they have to do it based on like how much of it is in there. So there's more food dye than there are spices.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's why it's red.
that was the. I mean, I do love my buffalo chicken. Like that's a craving I get constantly. I would much rather have this without the sauce. Absolutely.
I agree. So we're gonna go ahead and dig in a little bit more. A bunch of you guys have reached out to me, a bunch of friends, a bunch of people who I've met through the channel about being on the show and being able to do it. I actually might take a back seat and we might have Pat over here being the host, but we're gonna kind of introduce a new segment because Pat is the most fun. We're gonna introduce.
I have the talent.
Damn it.
No, my hands are all greasy. I can't.
Just lights your whole hand on fire.
I can't be the thing.
So we're going to introduce a new segment where we can kind of get to know some of you guys who come onto the show. It's kind of perfect because it's Jer Bear this week. So we're going to kind of talk about, Jer Bear, about you, your background here in New York, your food experience out here in New York, and kind of like what you do out here.
Well,
let's talk about first, what's your favorite restaurant out here?
restaurant?
Yeah. Favorite place to eat. Can be restaurant, can be bodega, whatever.
Probably Forest Point for sure.
Is it the steak frites?
You know, I've yet to have those. I'm kind of disappointed about that. But I did have the steak tacos. I've had the fish tacos. They make the best burger in the area for an affordable price that I've had in a while. Like, because most of the time you order a burger and like they cook it either usually too much. Mm-hmm. Like, so if you wanted a medium burger, they got it and they do it right. And I think they use potato bread, which is nice. I like potato bread. And they have their own kind of sauce on it. Everybody has their sauce, nothing too crazy, but it's nice.
Yeah, unique.
Yeah, let's say it's mayonnaise mixed with something for sure. I'd say them. I will say my favorite wings I've ever had though were over at Coda, right across the street from them actually.
And they had that deal.
Yeah, on Tuesdays, I think. Mm-hmm. It's either Wednesday or Tuesday. It's like 50 cents.
I think it's Wednesdays. Wednesday over at Coda is 50-cent wing because Tuesday's the burger and beer.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now those are the best wings. Like whoever, I don't know if they mixed like the breading with like tempura or something, but it's like nice and light, but still really crunchy. And the sauce whatever they do with the sauce is great. The buffalo sauce.
It's incredible. So as far as like food goes, you know, I know that you cook a little bit. Like, what's your favorite type of cuisine to prepare?
My favorite to cook is the shepherd's pie because everybody loves my shepherd's pie.
Do you love your shepherd's pie? Do you love making your shepherd's pie?
I love eating my shepherd's pie and I love cooking my shepherd's pie. Definitely, it's It's the thing, man. That's like a family recipe.
All right, so last question for you, kind of getting into more about what you do.
Then Pat gets to talk again.
Pat never gets to talk.
Oh.
As you're in this great disco funker, really sexy DJ I hear. You want to talk a little bit about the new single that you guys dropped?
Well, you know, I'd love to talk about this single, but I want to talk about that sexy DJ. He's probably the best addition that we had to our group. Very cute. Brings all the hotties over. You know, the single we just dropped is called 2024 Dead Chords. It's the very first sort of EDM-ish song that we've put out. We've been gradually changing our sound and kind of been all over like different genres and figuring out like the trying to bring everything together, seeing how we can bring everything together. And this is one of the first EDM songs. It's just a nice, chill song that continues to build, and then at the end, release. And I'm
Sounds like my Saturday night.
I wish some of my sexual partners were like that.
I'll be over later tonight. All right, to keep this format alive, I feel like a lot of you guys don't know Pat outside of the studio. Pat is a very funny comedian. I actually went and saw him. I'll be honest, I was a little skeptical at first, and he literally had me dying. He literally had me dying.
How could you be skeptical? I'm great.
So Pat, you know, same type of question is, what's your favorite place, especially someone new to New York? What's one of your favorite places to eat in New York so far?
I keep eating fast food, so I want to pick something that's not that. Hold on.
Is it Popeyes?
Like, I had a Popeyes in Connecticut too. Well, I ate at this place. I don't know any like the New York spots. No one's shown me yet. But I ate like Kava the other day. You showed me that.
Mm-hmm.
That was
really
cool.
good.
Oh, amazing.
It was like a
Middle Eastern?
Mediterranean
Yeah.
Chipotle, so that was cool. Tried that. I heard there was like this hot dog joint that you go in, and then there's like a phone booth.
Oh
and then
yeah.
behind that
Please
there's,
don't
like, a
tell.
secret bar. Yeah, that. I want to try that. That sounds cool.
You want to go with me on Saturday night, baby?
Yeah, I do.
I actually know the shout out to the homie who works over there. I know the hostess over there.
Oh, look at that.
Agatha, she was actually in here before.
I don't know where it is. I vaguely know that it exists. I'm like, maybe one day I'll just accidentally
Sneak into it.
sneak in. Like, so I just
It's really close to the comedy.
Every place I go that has hot dogs, I just open all the doors.
It's really close to the comedy club you work at.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
So with that being said, are you a cook at all? I actually don't even know this. You cook?
I'm actually a baker. I do a lot of baking. Not now, because I live in New York and
How
there's
feminine
no
of you.
room. Thank you. Yeah, I like to bake. I like to make cakes and delicatessens. I don't know why. I think it's because very like precise. Like you can cook whatever anyway, but like you got to be precise with baking. I kind of like that.
That's very true. So,
And I'm bad at it because I don't like to do math, so I often fail.
but that makes it even better. So, you came to New York to do comedy.
did.
You're doing really well for yourself.
That's
you
right.
have a couple
I'm the best at comedy. You've seen me everywhere, I'm sure. Netflix specials.
HBO.
Call me.
Now, talk a little bit about like your method for comedy, some places you perform, and some stuff you got coming up.
Well, my comedy, like all good comedy, comes from a place of personal experience. I'm a disabled veteran of the Afghanistan campaign, so not a lot I can do well anymore, but I can make fun of that, and it seems to work. I think not a lot of people know. Well, I think people know, but I don't think enough it gets addressed, like how veterans, like the struggles they go through, you know, coming back into civilian life. So I was like, well, it's kind of a bitter pill to swallow, you know, all those vets killing themselves. And if you have comedy, it's kind of like a spoonful of sugar to make the medicine. Like, you know, I go out there and I make fun of how the VA is and like how hard it is to navigate. And I get people to laugh and then they commiserate with my struggle, and then maybe they vote different, or maybe
People will pay attention.
The next vet they see, they're not like, oh no, Grey's Anatomy said you'll choke me in my sleep. It's like, no, we're not all like that. Some of us are just quietly messed up. But yeah, so I address like some stuff that happened to me overseas, and I talk about that and dealing with the VA, and you know, just it's super hard to get New York to identify with, you know.
Yeah, and he does it in a very awesome way. I went and saw him, and you know, like I said, I wasn't really too sure what I was going to get into, and it was just really, really good. I recommend you check him out. You are...
I host at the Climate Comedy Lounge, or not Comedy Lounge, Climate Lounge or Bar, something. We're Laughing Buddha Comedy. I work at Laughing Buddha Comedy. And I do shows usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I have a show coming up in like Jersey somewhere.
Nice.
And in
all the
July.
Jersey heads, make sure you check that out.
I don't remember where, but it's happening. They'll tell me.
You'll find out.
Yeah. So come check me out. I tell funny jokes about the war.
So now that everybody has been able to be acquainted with, you know, the people who we have on screen, I want to go ahead and get our final review of this food. Everyone's kind of chowed down. I know I ate probably more of this than I actually wanted to.
Were you gonna try the nugget? The more I don't eat it, the worse it looks. It kind of looks like a little like kitchen, like a kitchen glove.
Yeah,
like
it does.
What are they called? The oven mitt. I'm gonna try it though.
When you do it like this, it does.
Oh, we have a...
I wish I hadn't tried it. Oh, it's so dry.
I think that's one thing
Very
with
dry.
ground fried chicken specifically is the longer you let it sit, I feel like the oil starts to seep out of it onto the bottom, like you said, and then it starts to become drier and drier and drier.
I will say when you get to the middle of the breast, though, it actually got a lot better.
Yeah?
All that, I guess it's dark meat. I don't know.
So because I'm the sober one, I'm drinking the drink of sobriety, which is Diet Coke. And
That's their new slogan.
Yeah, the drink of sobriety, Diet Coke. And I killed it halfway through the meal because I was so thirsty and because everything was so dry.
I lied about it.
He wanted those so badly too. So we're gonna go ahead. I feel like we should start with Jer Bear on this one first.
What's your favorite place to eat in New York?
Really depends on the mood I'm in. I have a couple different ones. I really love Five Leaves. It's a little tiny spot in Greenpoint. They do really, really good new American food. They have like an amazing duck. They have great mussels. Tiny place, no reservations.
Just like
you
me.
just have to be there. And it was actually started by Heath Ledger before he passed. And I hear they're actually recently expanding. That's probably one of my top favorite ones. One place I tell everyone to go try though in New York is Vanessa's Dumplings. The one in Chinatown, though, you have to go to the real one, not the one on 14th Street, not the one in Williamsburg. Go down to Chinatown, do it the right way. They do the $2.50 duck sandwich on like a, what's it called, the pancake?
Yeah, I know what you're talking. It's called a pancake, I think. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Sesame pancake or something.
Oh, those are so good.
Yeah, and it's like deep fried. It's disgusting. It's great food. And then they do the $1 for 4 dumplings, or for 5 dumplings there. It's 4 everywhere else, and then $1 for 2 buns. And it's like amazing, super delicious. They do shrimp as well. They do vegetable. They do chicken, beef, all that. But the duck and the pork dumplings is where it's at for me. That's like my cheap go-to. I survived off of that when I first moved here when I was really broke. I would have $1 dumplings. I would have, you know, $2 chicken sandwich or whatever sandwiches, duck sandwiches. Felt like I was a king. $1 slices of pizza, $2.50 falafels. That's kind of how I lived.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to you first though on this. So the way we do our scale is a little different than other shows. It's how many beers would you need to drink for you to want to eat this? So 1 beer would be like, it was really good and I don't need to be drunk to eat it. Or 10 beers would be like, I need to be wasted.
You know, it's exactly right in the middle. I would say like 2.5 beers. Like I don't need much. I don't really need beers to have it, but I would probably choose something else.
Yeah.
For sure. But and on the other side, if I'm going to have this, I'm probably a lot more than 8 beers in.
That's the real one. There you go.
So it's fine.
So he's saying 8 to 10 beers for him to actually be to like want to order, for you to want to order it.
I know, because well, I mean, hopefully by then it's already like everything else closed.
That's usually how it goes.
I hope.
Pat, you're a veteran at this. Drop the mic real quick. How many bowl packs would you need to want to order this food right here?
I don't know. It's fried chicken, man. I mean, does anybody not like fried chicken? Well, I mean, other than like vegetarians.
I mean, would you order it just sitting there normally?
Maybe not. maybe not crowns.
Got a little bit of that like
yeah, exactly. Well, that's the
potato.
question.
In it.
I mean, listen. I didn't really. I was like, I'm not gonna eat that much, but I look at my plate. So I clearly housed a few. Whenever the camera moved to him, I was like, I'm gonna sneak another one of these wings.
There you go. Hey.
So I guess I don't know. I don't know how many bowls I'm in. A bowl, like, not a lot.
I feel like everyone's being very kind to this Crown Fried Chicken because it's one of those
It's
things
not
where.
great, but I like fried chicken.
Yeah, but it's like I would probably go to Popeye. Me personally,
Oh yeah, wait.
I would go to Popeyes first.
Oh, I forgot.
And then this would
is
be
not a
probably
biscuit.
this would probably be like a close to last resort for fried
That is
chicken.
the most disappointing. Like if that is
You
considered
want
a
a
biscuit, that
biscuit,
is the
like-
most disappointing thing because
So far from it.
it's not at
Because
all.
like everybody else does, like KFC, they do a good biscuit. And I mean,
It's
not-
kinda necessary
not as good
too,
as
man.
Popeyes.
I will say, for me, I would not eat this if I wasn't sober. Back in my heyday, when I did drink,
2 days ago.
back in my heyday, when I drank, my roommate would always get this one. Actually, last year, he would always get this when we were all up, and then we just have. He would, for whatever reason, buy like the $100 version of. And imagine this right here was $30. Imagine how much food you can get for $100. So our entire fridge would just be filled with fried chicken, and it was so nauseating. I'm sorry, Sam, if you're out there. It was gross. I appreciated it when I was drunk, definitely not when I was awake. And then I had another roommate who would always wake me up with Crown's Fried Chicken after we were out drinking. So I gained like this the smell of it makes me think of hangovers.
Reminds me of when I had a hangover.
Yeah.
That is a terrible endorsement.
Yeah. I'm sorry,
This
Crowns.
food reminds me of a hangover.
I'm sorry, Crowns. I appreciated you for the heyday where you really held me down, but I can't mess with you no more when I'm sober. I did eat a bunch of it, and it's like I ate it all the way down to the bone, but you know what? I did it for the art. You know what I mean? I did it for you guys. I did it for the viewers. I did it for the show, just because I appreciate you all.
Screw these chicken fingers, though. They're bad.
Yeah.
The chicken fingers are pretty bad.
And
Not as
also
bad
no
as the biscuits.
sauces? I guess that's ketchup.
There's some
Honey mustard.
Honey mustard, yeah.
No barbecue?
Do we have a fork for the?
No, I'll
mashed
go
potatoes?
grab you one. They gave us no silverware either. They
just
only gave
gotta-
us a couple napkins.
I mean, I will use my finger, but I assume one of you guys wanted some.
I think Natty wanted to try to get some, but
Natty's not allowed.
Natty's not allowed to eat. I don't know if you guys know this, but we have somebody who's the technical director here, and she's not allowed to eat while she's here. She went ahead and she ate all of the pretzels one day, and then the other day.
That's where the snacks went.
That's where the snacks went, probably. Now we know. Natty, I'm going to investigate you later.
The big thing of
Yeah,
pretzels?
the big thing of pretzels. One day she was in here, they all went missing. I don't know. Enough. Guys, check out our vlog if you haven't. We have a snack thief in the studio. We have a bunch of other shows coming for you guys this week. We have Movie Club. We're doing a classic Tremors. Last week we went and did some coverage over E3. We have a bunch of new content coming from you guys. We're looking for new people to collaborate, so please make sure you like, share, subscribe. And if you guys want to work with us, drop us a comment. Let us know how we can do better. And we'll check you guys out next week. Thank you so much. Stone Sloshed is sober. You remember Pat. This is Jer Bear, and I, of course, am MopTop.